Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ricky with the Learn Plan Profit. Hope you guys are all having a great start to your Tuesday morning. I have quite a bit of stuff to show you and explain to you, and I'm pretty excited. Very blessed to have opened the day green, and by green I mean exceeding my daily goal. Altogether, give me one quick second. I re-entered a position, and I think it's going from green to red. As of right now, before this last position, I'm going to show you guys real quick. So I want to see how everyone else is doing. Let me remove this. Here we go. There we go. All right. Can we see everything okay? Can you guys hear me okay? Are we all good? Good morning, good morning. So as of right now, SQs had a huge sell-off, right? Market open, huge sell-off. TQs ended up, really aggressively pushing up. So I'm going to add those to the list just because they're very active right now. So it makes sense on why this thing can pull back. So I did not trade TQs. As you guys can see, I have not taken any positions. One of the things and again, I got in a little bit too early, I think. I took a very small position, again, and I'm barely up anything. I'm actually down as of right now. So my average price is 17.3297. So let's just say 17.73, right? So as of right now, it's still like consolidating, trying to identify which direction it's going to be going. It's because it's so overbought that I wanted to trade the inverse ETF. But as you see, it's shooting up. And that's my mistake. I'm getting in as something as, yes, overbought and overextended, but there is no confirmation that it's, actually going to get rejected. And looking at /NQ, you can see the same thing follows. Again, nothing is showing signs of it, pulling back just yet. So that was my mistake in getting in too early. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. So right now I'm down $83, pretty much, let's just say $100 or $83.64, right? The really cool thing of the different stocks that I've traded this morning are two. I traded DGAS, $570, and that was all during pre-market hours, right? All during pre-market hours. I also traded the inverse ETF, which is UGAS, $346. So just with the $346 and so my two trades on DGAS and UGAS, I was up a little bit over 900, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was like 908. And then I traded, right as the market opened, a very small scalp on JNUG, right? So can you guys, I don't see many comments. I'm not too sure if everything is good. Are we all good on this side or no? But yeah, pushed up. Saw that there could be a potential resistance based on an old support at around $8. So I ended up locking in profits, kept it very simple. That put me at like $991 profit, if I'm not mistaken. So everything that I was focusing on in investing was because it was showing signs of an uptrend. The only mistake that I can make, and you guys can see all my positions right here. The only mistake that I made today that I want to call like a mistake is I don't want to say mistake. I took an aggressive position on SQs, no question about it. I got in before the confirmation, and that's something that I was well aware of because, again, I wanted to risk it to get the biscuit, and literally took this position, I want to say maybe like 50 seconds before I went live on the YouTube live stream. Yeah, some of you guys are saying it looks like he slept for once. How do you guys, I feel so much better. I think it's because this daylight savings. Market opens now here at 7:30 instead of 6:30. And trust me, I try to enjoy every single minute of it. So, what's going on, Carlos? What's up? Does that make sense? Like the positions that I talked about and this specific position. So if this thing breaks below 1360, I'm going to have to get out. There, it just isn't worth it for me. So I took a $167 loss by trying to chase. So I was up nearly $1,000 5 minutes after the market opened. I'm now down to $823.87. And I have caught myself so many times when something is so overbought. I try to, predict the reversal, and just the market just isn't there yet. Let's check this out. Let's see. There you go. All right, so here we go. Looking at the inverse ETF. I 100% get it. And again, if this thing ends up starting to show signs of a reversal and actually making higher highs, trust me, we'll be right on it. So, but the thing that I made the mistake on is I kept trying to, as of right now, I don't know if there's a lot of hype or if there's just a lot of demand in driving the price up for TQs, but this thing just continues to make higher highs, right? So this thing just continues to make higher highs and push up, right? Even when the volume necessarily just isn't there. SQs, which is the inverse ETF, which is the one that I was just at, if this thing begins to show signs of an overall reversal, then great. And that's why I'm taking these smaller positions at first, and then I add more to my position. Here we go. I want to see if we can start and getting a confirmation of it making higher highs. Okay, it definitely looks like it's now starting to show signs of some consolidation, just like it did last time, right? Just like when I originally got in, it was trying to show signs of a reversal, and then ended up getting rejected. So we'll see what happens here. It's pulling back a little bit. So /NQ. Where are you at? There we go. There we go. Nice little push up. Sold off. Nice little push up. So I'm just gonna have my order ready. So as we get closer to 53.20, all right, some of you talking about DGAS and UGAS. So DGAS was showing signs of a reversal right as the market opened. Can you guys tell me that, or can you guys explain to me like why I would sell DGAS as of right now? Approaching a resistance, yep. Overbought. Do you guys see the pre-market pattern for DGAS and how it's trading in between the middle and bottom VWAP? Do we all see that? All right. Looks like we're definitely getting to a price point where it's a little bit more on the overbought side. It's still trying to push up. It's just, definitely I think in my eyes struggling to make higher highs. Oh, there we go. Nice little push. Sold at 53.27. So, and there it goes. Still pushing up, 53.40. A nice little push up. 53.40, 53.40. There we go. Again, I took a position on TQs. I explained it right before I did, or right after I did, because of the overall demand and how it's continuously showing signs of an uptrend. By me taking a position on SQs, I'm trying to bet against TQs when its overall direction is showing signs of an uptrend. I understand that it's overbought. I understand that it's overextended. There's no question about that. But its overall demand and direction, there is no indication of a pullback or of a reversal just yet. When it comes down to patterns, RSIs and indicators, of course. But there is no indication of a pattern that is showing signs of a reversal. Like, if this thing was starting to show signs of a curling pattern and this would make higher highs and all that, 100%. I would 100%, it would make sense on why I would want to trade SQs, but it's not there yet. I feel like now I'm getting to the point where I'm up $919.96, and that's with my loss. So $167.28, $96.09, $570, and then on JNUG, $75.15, and then $346.60. So I'm not going to call it a wrap. I'm not going to call it a day. I'm going to wait to see if this. And this is a concept that, I was talking to one of my buddies that came over yesterday. His name is Barry. Super great guy. It's actually a video that I was going to make later for you guys on YouTube. And it was talking about how he went from being down 23% because he traded and tried to predict the reversal on JNUG. Rode it all the way down, lost 23%, had to cut losses, took some time off of trading, and came back and focused on just one stock to make his money back on. And that was JNUG. Not like revenge trading, but waiting for the reversal to start to happen. And when he started to see that JNUG started to catch a support at $7, all he would do was, trade that again when it was showing signs of an uptrend margin. It's the same thing right now. So right now we can see TQs. It's super overbought. I personally do not know how much higher. So if I trade TQs right now, for all those that are still holding, when are you going to sell TQs? Like where? Like where are you going to sell TQs? What's going on, Jason? When it consolidates, MACD is completely irrelevant right now when there's so much demand. When there's so much demand driving the price up. The RSI, again, not super effective either. So consolidating, when it comes down to its pattern and when it breaks, its pattern. But I've already sold my original position on TQs. So every time that I get in at a price point this high, the risk becomes so much greater. Because I'm trying to maximize every cent, right? Every margin as this thing progressively pushes up. How many of you guys have ever done that? You ride this huge wave, right? And you sell for a reason. And then this little margin that you're trading after are just small little scalps, right? And if you're over the PDT rule, it makes sense. But also, if this thing breaks its pattern, then you're going to not only give back some of the profits that you just made, but you're also going to ask yourself, why did I even get in? I sold for a reason. So I would much rather, again, going down to the principle of, I know SQs is super oversold. And I know it can reverse today. I'm not saying that, it's going to take a month or a week or anything like that, or even 2-3 days. I know because of how oversold it is and due to previous patterns, it's super oversold, and it's just a matter of time for the pattern to show me this overall reversal pattern, right? We're getting the consolidation right now. All I want to see now are higher highs. And I think that's very simple, right? That's something that we could all see. So I can have my order ready, and I already exceeded my daily goal. And this is the approach that I would take it. So I've exceeded my daily goal of $500. I'm up $919. My big mistake that I made was I tried to predict the reversal. I'm not going to make that mistake again. Now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to wait for higher highs for its overall direction to change, and then I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity, because this is where I think the big piece of pie is in comparison to, I don't know how much longer this thing is going to push up. There's no question that it's super overbought. There's no question that it's, it's due for a pullback, right? And it's at a specific area where, it could possibly be at a resistance. I think that's something that we could all agree on. So now I'm just going to be patient. If it reverses, great. And guess what if it doesn't reverse, right? Like right now we're showing signs of a potential like reversal, and then it, drives the price back down. What happens? I've hit my daily goal. And for those that are just getting started, I would approach it this way as well. As in being super selective with, okay, I want to make sure that I don't give back any of the profits that I've already made in general. So yes, it's showing signs of a potential reversal, and I really want to get in because it has a really nice margin of profit to recover. But am I going to risk everything just for this trade? No. So if it plays out according to plan, great. I would love to take advantage of that opportunity. But if it doesn't, it's kind of like forcing a deal, like when you're trying to buy a car and you think it's a good deal, and then, let's say you could sell it for $3,500, and you're trying to negotiate it down to $2,500, but then the guy's telling you I'll sell it to you for $33. Like, yes, you can buy it for $33 and possibly sell it for like $35, but let's say you buy it for $33 and then something goes wrong with like the engine. There's a mechanical issue. You end up taking a loss or having to put more money into it, $1,000. Now you're in it, for $4,300, and now you could only sell it for $35. Yeah, can you stream pre-market trading? I do pre-market trading off my phone, and it's not like I do it every day. So it's just when I see a good setup, obviously because like the time has changed. I first woke up at 5:30, and then I saw how overall market conditions were performing. So then that's when I started trading, and I would go in and out of my sleep, just trading when my alerts would go off and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not something that would happen like every day. No, I don't use the Fibonacci retracements. Just because I don't use it doesn't mean that you can't. What was it that was... Okay, I wasn't really understanding what was being said. Jason, I'm not too sure if you're having issues with the live stream, but I hope you have it all figured out. I'm trying to paper trade though through my phone, and it's much different than what you see on a PC screen. I 100% agree. It's definitely much more effective. I don't think there's any question about that, especially if you're just getting started. I would first try to do your analysis on a computer screen, and then use that as a reference, and then go off of your phone. Because I personally don't think it's as clear to read, on your phone. Oh, okay, sounds good. Solid trade on JNUG. Let's see how that played out. Nice. Okay, so JNUG is now starting to show signs of a potential descending pattern. Looking at, this is actually a stock that I talked to Barry about because of this overall direction, right? So we saw the resistance potentially around the SMA line. If you look at the 180-day chart, you could see that there's this potential resistance right here, right around the SMA line, and how it could pull back down to this, EMA line or a little bit below that. So I think that's very clear and very easy to see. So the really cool thing about this is that there's like this consolidation phase in between the SMA and the EMA. So you can go back and forth with JNUG and JDST. Obviously, JNUG had a green day yesterday, so it makes sense on why it would begin to sell off, maybe back to its support or closer to its support throughout the day, right? So we can set an alert for the reversal, but as of right now, it's most likely JDSC that's showing signs of an uptrend. So it looks like TQs is now starting to show signs of some form of consolidation, right? I got in too early last time, so I'm going to be a little bit more selective. Again, we have a lot of margin to sell off and to give back. Same thing with its overall NQs, right? If it goes according to plan, which it doesn't have to, this thing has a lot to sell off. I don't think there's any question about that. The thing is about it right now, it's kind of just still consolidating. It's not really making lower lows. It's really just consolidating. Do you see this? It's doing a really good job consolidating, which is scary for all those in SQ. Because, this thing can start, as this thing consolidates, the RSI drops. And so does the MACD. And if it drops enough and then it builds enough momentum again, it can continue to uptrend. And that's why, sometimes it's worth it being a little bit more patient. I should have told myself that before I took my initial position, right? To try to predict the reversal. So, okay, let's check it out. Don't you think that it could bounce off the VWAP? There it goes. It's sold off. And there's a nice little push. So do I think that JNA can bounce off the... it's bouncing off the middle and bottom VWAP, if that's what you mean. And, the biggest thing is that it's not in a place where it's like a good deal. It's been overbought for a while. It's been really struggling to break above this, 810 price point. Do you see this for the past couple of days? That's why it's good to understand the overall direction, not just on the 1 day 1 minute chart, not just on the 20-day 1 hour chart, but that's why we've talked about the 5-day 5 minute chart, because you want to check and understand relevant patterns. As of right now, it's been really consolidating. Every time that it hits highs of $8, it sells off. Highs of $8 sells off. Highs of $8 sells off. It makes sense, right? So yes, it could catch around the SMA line. So it could catch around this general area and try to reverse back up. But then you want to ask yourself, is this margin of profit worth it as it's so overbought? It's a question that you have to answer. It's not one that we could answer. Yep. George, isn't that a perfect example of why we should be a little bit more selective? And that's the amazing thing about paper trading that you're doing, is that you're testing it out first in a market where there's no monetary risk. So right away, if you're gonna trade with real money, George, and someone were to tell you, hey, predict this reversal, you have $5,000, just predict it, what are you going to say? Heck no. Based on my experience, that hasn't been a successful strategy. Here we go. So again, at the initial break above the EMA line, I took a 50% position. So I'm going to close this out so I don't follow that. And I just want to follow its kind of just its flow, right? So TQs should have dropped below. And then when we begin to make lower lows, I have the option, if I really want to, add more to my position. Or if I feel like 50% is enough and I just don't want to risk it, then I can 100% keep it that way. And there it goes. It's popping right back up. And again, it did pull back. But again, one thing that we want to see is we can't just expect it to sell off, right? So one thing that I like to, that we've talked about before, is to understand the way that it moves. So this thing, as it was pushing up, did it just shoot up? No, it pushed up, pulled back, consolidated, pushed up, made higher highs, pulled back, made higher highs, pushed up, pulled back, pushed up, made higher highs. Same thing with this. If something is going to sell off, it's probably going to have maybe one solid red candle to initiate the sell-off. But after that, we'll start to see lower lows and lower highs. That's its characteristic. So that's why I want to be, a little bit more just on ease. Oh, Jake Walker, congrats. Super cool. For JP Morgan, I think if you get your Series 6 or your Series 7, you're not going to be able to trade with us anymore. Because I don't think you'll be able to trade for yourself, right? If I'm not mistaken. That's super cool, Jake. That's really cool. Keep us up to date with your overall experience working with them. I actually have a couple buddies of mine that work with JP Morgan, and they think it's a great company. They're really happy with their job. And obviously it's a very, I think, credible profession. So especially if you love what you do every day. Dang, the whole squad is congratulating Jake. That's so cool. Do I hold SQs today? It's up to you. Again, we're not here to tell you what to buy or what to sell. We're just here to have fun and share ideas with one another. I think that's the best way to put it. So I don't know why TD Ameritrade is hard to use. I wouldn't say it's too difficult. I would say it's difficult to like first understand, but then once you kind of get it going, it's very simple. Like you are probably saying it's difficult to use. I mean, for someone that is just getting started, they're probably trying to read all this stuff right here, all this stuff. They're trying to read everything and stuff like that. They're like, oh my God, what does this all mean? But once you understand how to read it, it's kind of like looking at the speedometer, right, for your car. It's like, you don't necessarily need to know look at everything at the same time. You look at what you are trying to look at. Micro-focused, right? So right now I'm not really looking at, where it's coming from, what exchange it's coming from. I don't care. I'm focusing on this and my little indicators. Simple. And I'm not focused on all this. I'm not focused on all this. I'm not like, a million screens all over me. Super simple. And again, with time, it will get there. Trust me. Just time, consistency, passion, and patience. Ooh, you guys hear that? I like that. Passion and patience. Ooh, sign me up. May you teach more about reading charts and identifying trends. I thought that's all I did. My goodness, I'm offended. There we go. Woohoo! Higher highs. Give me back my money, SQs. Give me back my monies. I'm here to collect my payment. Can you teach about shorting? That's not something that I teach. It's not something that I do, so it doesn't make sense on why I would teach it. LPP, love, passion, patience. Ooh! I love that voice crack. Did my voice really crack at that? I thought it was super smooth and soothing. I would like more about how to use TD Ameritrade and how to use it. Sometimes it's a bit daunting. Okay. Do you have any videos all about the hotkeys? Yep, I have a video about hotkeys in the course. Yeah. Sweet, Eric. And I remember messaging you on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken, Eric, right? There we go. So super happy to have you as part of the team. And again, you have nothing but time to learn more about this market. You're so awkward. That's not a compliment. My goodness. You're supposed to say, Ricky, you're the best person ever. Ricky, you're a beast. Ricky, you make me smile. That's what I want to hear. Sold at $13.67. So that puts me at $1,025 profit for the day. So now I'm only down $61.68 instead of being down $190 or whatever it is, right? So down 61. Again, I sold because we're approaching this range, getting closer to the middle VWAP. I don't know if it's going to break above it. If it is, and then it pulls back and makes higher highs, I could always get back in. Again, I know that SQs is a descending pattern right now, and it could get rejected as it's making, look at the, MACD and stuff like that. So I wanted to keep it simple, wanted to lock in profits, and I was down a little bit on SQs, so I just wanted to bring a little bit of that back. So I made a little bit over $100 on that trade. So again, down $61 on this, up 96, up 570, didn't trade drip. JNUG up 75, and then UGAS up 346. So $1,025.56. Boom, boom, boom. All right. And here we go. It's still trying to show signs of an uptrend. So who knows, right? Who knows how, if this thing can continue to push up. I just, this thing aggressively pushed up. So I think that it can pull back. I just, again, don't want to trade against something that's aggressively uptrending. Like this. It could start showing signs of a reversal. I just didn't. It's too much at a point where it's just I don't want to risk it. I feel like I got out at a pretty decent price point. Right? I got out at almost the highest price point. It hit highs of 1368, 1369. I got it at 1367. Look at that. 701. They gave me another 1/1000th of a cent. Go vote. Oh, shoot. Sandra, you sound like my mother. Skills to pay the bills, my dude. Oh, I freaking love that. Someone write that down. Skills to pay the bills. You make it look so dang easy, bro. Do I really? I should take that as a compliment, right? But then I should also, on the back end, what could I have done better to have elaborated a little bit more? What could I have done a little bit better? Sandra. No, you stress me out. All right, Sergio. Oh, okay. So every position, this is a pretty good question. For everyone asking or there's 1%. So what does the $1,000 represent when it comes down to percentage growth? So as of right now, my account sits over $30,000, right? But every position that you saw me take and every position that I took as of today has been under $20,000. I'm sorry, no, that's not true. The position that I took on my original position, I think it was on SQs, when I took that loss, was at $21,000. So altogether, under $22,000. Let's just even say $25,000. Let's say my average position was $25,000, which it wasn't. You guys saw some of my positions were $14,000, and some were as much as the $22,000. But let's say the $1,000 divided by $25,000, it's 0.04%. So when it comes down to percentage growth, if that was for that trade, I don't think that that's that bad. If I can close anything over 3% on a day, it's an amazing day. If I can honestly close anything over 2%, it's a solid day for me. Correct. And that's why the video that I'm going to make today, Scott, is going to be just for you, because it was the same issue. This is a perfect question. I feel like I cannot take a position on something like SQs or TQs because the margin of profit that it has to offer, the plays, are not enough in percentage return for my account. They're not worth it. 100%. And what I'm going to talk about today, I'll just share it with you guys, is the idea that I identified that same struggle of like not a majority of like the thing that I want to talk about is, my initial position. So like my initial positions that I took, like even like right now, like let's say I would have, no, that's not a good example. Let's just say for TQs, for example, as this thing shot up, right? This thing shot up, like this would have been worth a day trade in my eyes, right? So in my eyes, this would have been worth a day trade. Let's say I bought at like when it broke above 51, it's showing signs of an uptrend, and then I would have sold at 53, 2.9%. That makes sense, right? What doesn't make sense is when people try to re-enter and try to scalp this as this thing progressively pushes up and the risk becomes higher, but the margin that you're actually scalping is so much less. The margin is less, the risk is more. Why are you doing it? The same thing with, what it is that, you're asking. It's like, why would you want to trade something like SQs when the margin of profit isn't worth it? 100%. It's and this is, I think, going to be a very difficult concept for me to express in a video, because it's one that it makes sense to me in my head, but it's very hard. I'm usually pretty good with presenting it to people, but I don't think this one's going to make too much sense, because it doesn't make too much sense to me when I'm explaining it to myself. But the whole idea is, if I was someone that was under the PDT rule, right? I had to watch my positions. I would focus on the big plays when something is fully showing signs of a reversal and the margin of profit is worth it, and after I sell my initial position, to not try to continue to scalp it due to FOMO. I would focus on the big plays. So let's see if we could find one. Nope. Okay, so it's obviously not going according to plan, but let's say a big play, wouldn't we identify a big play to be something like when something sells off aggressively and then shows signs of a recovery? So let's say SQs started to show signs of an uptrend, and then this middle VWAP started to curl back up, and then we broke above the middle VWAP, and then, based on previous patterns, we would try to probably sell close to or near to the SMA line. So I would identify what's the margin of profit from $13.70 above the middle VWAP to $14 is 2.24%. That would be a bigger play to me, a trade worth taking with a smaller account, because the margin of profit and opportunity cost is worth it. It's showing signs of an uptrend. It's trending up on the day, right? Middle VWAP. And let's say it played out that way. And then the margin of profit is also in my favor. It's worth it. And then after that, I sell it, I'm done. Now I have to go try to find another stock that meets that specific criteria that offers that big play. I don't know what I would call the thing. Adam. Thick Rick. You're the only person that calls me Thick Rick. Okay, Alan, super happy to hear that. So it does make sense then, right? No, I don't want to say that, Alexandra, that 3 trades is not enough. That's not the case at all. It just means, and again, I know that this might suck because, first of all, so many of you guys are so passionate about the market and love to be involved in it. And I think that's where a majority of our fault lies, at least for myself. I just always wanted to be a part of what was going on. But what if you minimize the amount of time that you give yourself to learn about trading, or that you minimize the amount of time that you actively trade? You'll be so much more selective and effective and efficient with the time that you do have, and only focus in making sure that within that time, that not only do you only trade stocks that meet your criteria, but that you're so selective that if it comes down to it, that you end up not taking a position, you're okay with that. Because again, you're thinking about big picture. And if you focus on just those big plays and being, again, extremely selective that every play and every position that you take offers a large margin of profit and not just these little minute scalps. The minute scalps are fun sometimes because it can really get your adrenaline pumping and it's really cool to be active. But It's not where you make a majority of your money. A majority of your money is where these big plays are made. Like a majority of money where people when they were trading TQQ, the majority of people that made money were within this range, right? All these people were just scalping. That was like me. We barely made anything, right? $96. But look at all this. I could have taken one trade, 3%. That's 1% less than what I made already in just one trade. How much time do you think normally it should take to complete the course and start with real money? That's funny you asked that because that's today's video. Not just about the course. So obviously I'm going to tell you guys. But there we go. One thing that I was talking to, we have Ishmael, right? We have Ishmael who's is partnered with us with TechBud Solutions, right? He helps us with our chats and stuff like that and moderates it. And he does a lot of stuff on the back end. And then we have Michael who's helps us with the filmmaking and editing and stuff like that and the creative aspect. Both of them are my cousins. And then we have Justin that was present in our little meeting yesterday. And one of the questions that was brought up is Ishmael is, I feel like, in a position just like Michael, where he's in a position where many of you guys might be. And those are people that are very interested. They're both enrolled in the course for both Ishmael and Michael. And they're both obviously, employed by TechBuds. They have that stable income. They're very motivated to invest in many markets. Ishmael and both Michael have their own drop shipping stores and they're learning new things every day. So they're learning about trading. They're paper trading right now. They're learning about drop shipping. And then we brought up the idea of affiliate marketing. It's a new venture that I got into with one of our businesses. It's nothing that has to do with TechBuds, but it's something that I created with solely just capital, and it's been profitable. And one of the things what do you guys think that I said? What do you think that I said as someone that's just getting started, learning about investing in the stock market, learning about drop shipping and creating their store, and learning about affiliate marketing and investing in cars? That's something that Michael just got into, and it's something that Ishmael is getting into as well. Take your time and study. So I like that. And one of the biggest things that, I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make is how many of you guys are not as excited today than when you originally started investing in the stock market, or when you originally became exposed to what the stock market is and what it has to offer? How many of you guys? How many of you guys are not as excited or not as thrilled, or that just excitement isn't there? So there's going to be two people, right? There's going to be people that are going to be saying, no, I'm much more excited because I'm much more involved now, or I'm not as excited. I think that this is something that everyone in every market experiences. As someone tries to get into a new market, right? When someone's trying to learn, first of all, I think entrepreneurs in general one of the biggest mistakes that they make is they try to become professionals or understand and be successful in every market out there, and all at the same time. Investing in the stock market and then Shopify and then, starting your own business. Those are all individual niches that take a full-time amount of time, right? And effort. So that's already something that's going to be holding you back, stressing yourself out. The way that I would do it, just to keep it super short and simple, is if there's a perfect time, a perfect amount of how to learn, how to practice, and how to implement, and how to grow, I would say, how much time should you spend when it comes down to learning about a new market in general, not just the stock market? An amount of time that doesn't infringe on your daily life. So let's say 30 minutes, 20 minutes every day. You give yourself 20 to 30 minutes every single day to learn something new. Every single day. That's the thing. Every single day. It's something you're super excited about, but you hold yourself back. So let's say when you were a kid, you have all this Halloween candy, right? But then your parents tell you you can only eat 2 pieces of candy every single day. You have 1,000 pieces of candy in your bag. And you would, if they let you, you'd like, eat them all at one time. And then what would you do after? Oh, I never want to see a piece of candy again, right? How many of you guys have ever exhausted yourself about the amount of information that you've consumed at one time? How many of you guys tried to complete the Learn, Plan, Profit course in the shortest period amount of time because you're so excited to get started? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being excited about something. It's so empowering, right? But the biggest thing is, what if you could minimize the amount of time that you actually take to learn about this market? 20, 30 minutes every day. You practice it, you learn it, you practice what you learn, and then you implement it. You keep it exciting, right? Because you're always wanting more, and you don't infringe on your day-to-day life. So for all those that are asking, how do I manage school and trading? You don't let it infringe your day-to-day life. How do you manage work and family and trading? You don't let it infringe on your day-to-day life. You keep it simple, exciting, and to a point where you're always wanting more. And once you complete the course and you have this system of learning, practicing what you learn, and implementing as it goes along, you're going to be, I think, so much more effective and an efficient trader, and all the information that you took in is going to stick so much more. And on top of that, you're still going to be excited. You're still going to have that drive to wake up every morning and trade. And you're going to have this set structure where, okay, I have such structure in my life that now it makes it so much easier for myself to trade, go to school, go to work, come back, learn some more, and then implement in the morning. Trade, go to school, go to work, learn, and implement in the morning. It's weird, right? Like if you could actually, discipline yourself to learn, practice, implement, instead of trying to consume 7 hours of information, 7 hours plus. I don't even know what it's at right now. 7 hours plus. Trying to do it in 2 to 3 days or in a week. And then just imagine if I throw 10 concepts at you at one time. Are you going to remember all 10? I wouldn't. You guys might be much smarter than I am, but I wouldn't remember all 10. I'd probably remember 2 or 3 ones that resonated very well for me. Why not just practice, keep it exciting, learn, practice, implement, repeat. And for all those that are saying I did it in 1 or 2 weeks and stuff like that, I'm not here to tell, from the very beginning, I never like telling anybody what to do in any market. I'm here to just share based on my experience, right? And I'm someone that was extremely, extremely passionate. I think I'm more passionate about the market. You guys see me every day. I'm sorry, but you guys see me every single day. And for some of you, it's a great thing. For some of you, it's just oh, I hate Ricky's face. I hate his voice, but I want to trade, right? And just imagine this. I was self-taught, learning from videos that I found on YouTube or reading Google Forums, right? And I was so passionate about this market that's what was my drive every single day. I remember, I've shared this before, for all those that remember that, I fell in love with these series of videos that I would watch every single night. When I'm learning about a new market, that's all I do. I don't read books, might be a flaw of mine, but how I'm doing, I think I'm doing just fine. I would fall asleep and watch, biographies, just self-expressed videos of people that have been successful in certain markets, sharing certain tips and tricks about investing in the stock market, what led to their success. A huge reason of why I think I have my investing style is the only person that I've ever looked up to when it came down to trading is Warren Buffett. The only person. I'm nothing like him. My trading style is nothing like him. But I feel like I've taken certain qualities, again, and this is another tip, certain qualities from what I really liked and what really resonated well with Warren Buffett, and I implemented it into my style of trading. I think a more modern and like aggressive approach to what the stock market currently has to offer. And that's what I would say. It's that, why do I always tell people, like, I'm not the only person that you can learn from when it comes down to investing in the stock market. I really, like, we were talking about it yesterday. Like, if it wasn't because of, I think my mindset for how to invest in the stock market, and again, this is the only thing that I will give myself, like, that I will like pat myself in the back for, is I think that I am the only person, if I'm not mistaken, especially on YouTube at least, or on social media that I've noticed, that has used the concepts that he's learned from the stock market and implemented it into every market out there. My goal by the end of 2019 is to have in every single niche that out there. I already have, a Shopify store. We have a series of Shopify stores. We have a series of different, my goal is to have a business, a successful business running over 6 figures in every single niche that an entrepreneur can, in today's market, test out. Every market out there. I think I only have 3 or 4 left out of, I think we counted 10. But I need to get them to a point where they all produce over 6 figures. And one thing that I do is I progressively learn about the market, consistently nitpick people to create a team. I fund the projects, and then I move on. And again, I'm so passionate about this that I believe I'm the only person in general that, yes, I'm known for investing in the stock market. I do pretty well. But I hope that you guys know that by enrolling in this course, that you take the mindset that I share. Like, why does this course not only talk about investing in the stock market? Because I'm not just a stock trader, right? I think that's very easy to see. I've never just said I only invest in the stock market and I've made everything that I've made from just trading. No, never. I talked about, I had a normal job. I went to school, right? I had real estate. I invested in cars. I started a couple businesses on the back end. And it's the mindset and the approach that I think is really going to guide people, that especially the people that I reach, in the right direction. That I can spark an interest, provide a mindset, and they end up taking that and excel in a market that I don't even invest in myself. Like that would be my goal. I would love for everybody that takes the Learn Plan Profit course to be successful in the stock market. But realistically, I know that that's not going to happen. Not everybody. But what I can do is I can take my time and have these tangents in these videos. Like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and again, I'm not too sure, but am I the only person that actually trades live in general for their course group? I have nothing to hide, right? I wanted to make it exclusive for only those that are very motivated and interested. So then I did it for Learn Plan Profit. So I can have these tangents in mindset talks and hope that some of you can take what you guys like from what I'm saying and implement it in your day-to-day life, and hopefully lead to something that will act as a catalyst to drive and be a part of your success that has nothing to even do with the stock market. And it's, yes, did you really make a lot of money investing in the stock market? Maybe not. You learned a new concept, but you took what you learned and you implemented it to another market, and that's what led to your success. That's the goal. Because I know not everyone, the odds are not in the world's favor, right? Not everyone's wired to be a stock trader, but good thing that I'm not just a stock investor, right? Good thing we're all not just stock investors. And I think not just the mindset, but the overall environment that I try to provide. And trust me, I get pissed off a lot of times, and I try not to express it in my videos. And it's become more apparent that, I get upset. And some people used to say oh, Ricky just puts up this face or this front. No, I put up this environment. I want to provide this environment in every video and every message that I share, because I don't want to be a reason that someone quits. I want to be a reason that someone is always empowered to continue to push you forward, because that's the mindset that I want you to have. I don't benefit by subjugating others. I don't benefit from making videos and calling other people out. There's no benefit in that. How do I benefit? How does my business benefit? No, nothing. It's irrelevant time spent. So whenever you see an issue being brought up, guess what? Is it in your favor? No. Then bring it up, take it down, and that's all. Report it. You are here to prove to yourself that you can become a successful investor. You can implement the things that I share, and hopefully it leads to your success in the stock market. I think we do very well with that. I think our group does very well with that. But I think the thing that we do most and the best in is always empowering our people. And I think that's very important. And I think that's a quality that a lot of people and communities lack in today's society. And yes, I'm very quirky, I'm very dorky, and I'm very I'm a dingleberry, right? But it's okay because I love what I do every single day. I do it with the people that I love. And I fall asleep knowing that I'm doing everything that is in my power to make a difference. No, not porky, dorky. My goodness. But yeah, that's one of the videos that I plan on making. What do you guys think? All right, let's get back to trading. I like it. Happiness is number one. I like it. Mucho bueno. Wade. Of course. Yes, I like that. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thick Porky Dingleberry Rick. You already know. All right. So we're getting some consolidation on ticker symbol TQs. So, we might start to see the price drive up. We'll set an alert for that. Or we might start to see it because it's consolidating so much and it's actually making lower highs. It's not really making lower lows, but it's making lower highs. So what is that called? It's called a triangle or a descending triangle pattern, right? With a flat support and a descending resistance. So let's look at DGAS. DGAS is now getting rejected just like we expected. An overall direction for natural gas should still be pushing up and showing signs of an uptrend. Do I really? I'm a little late to the game on this one. Looking at previous patterns and the resistance that it might have. Let's take a look at UGAS. How much more margin do you have? Right here at 108.50. Let's see if we can get in there. Not even 1%. I'm up. Again, just self-examination. I exceeded my daily goal today. Yes, I can make some money, but I could also give some of that back. And I don't want to fall under $1,000. Opportunity cost just isn't worth it for me. And guess what? I'm just not going to take it. JDST, showing signs of an uptrend, pushing up to $70 resistance. Middle view up to 70. Oh, that's 2.21%. That's not bad. And it's showing signs of an uptrend. Okay. Overall descending pattern though. So again, not a hold. Not as of what I see right now. Crude oil report, that's tomorrow. All right. Wowzers. Okay, so we're definitely approaching a support. So this is for JNUG, right? Obviously a pretty aggressive sell-off. 5-day, 5-minute. Back at support. So, how much more is it going to sell off before it reverses? Something that we might want to pay attention to. There we go. A lot of consolidation on TQs or SQs. I like it. But again, here, let me dedicate some time to breaking down stocks that you guys see. So P. Okay, consistent downward pattern. I would not trade this whatsoever. Again, its direction is trending down. What way do you want to grow your account? Up, right? Overall pump and dump. So I would completely stay away from this. You were sounding like a race announcer. Oh, my bad. CPS. Here we go. Descending pattern, trying to reverse, not making higher highs. Again, indicators are important, but pattern always outweighs indicators in my eyes. And its direction is trending down. So doesn't make sense for me there. Aggressive sell-off there because of earnings. Aggressive descending pattern, just nothing that's playing in my favor. AMD, a lot of consolidation, green on the day. Let's check this out. 1 day, 1 minute chart, double top, right around. Again, it's just asking yourself, is the big piece of pie still left? It would have been worth it more when it was here. Oh, there we go. Holy gee willikers. Look at that. Here we go, 45, 60, and we're going from red to green on the trade. Oh no. Here we go. We got 76, 76, 76, 77, 77, 77. Come on. Let's check this out. Again, I should not be following this. Okay, so look, we're approaching the middle VWAP. It makes sense on why it could really consolidate here and begin to push up, right? So I have to observe that. I have to make sense of that. So is it worth the risk? So are we... Here we go. Let's see. It looks like it's trying to make a lower. Okay. So here we go. The SMA is downtrending for SQs, 100%. Yes. That's why I sold earlier, remember? Because its overall direction was trending down. Here we go. And we should see a nice little pop here because it's getting really close to that resistance. So we just broke above the 1377 resistance. So I'm up $52 on it. Here we go. Check out NQs. All right, so we're obviously experiencing some form of resistance around this general area. I can't see another support other than this general area right over here around 1380. Like, why is that acting as such a strong resistance? I think it has to do more with its overall correlating future and this thing not being able to make lower lows. So maybe there's a different time frame. No, I think it's just the consolidation that it's experiencing around the middle VWAP. Let's look at the 2-day. Nope, same thing. Not anything I see there. Okay, so we're starting to see signs of a potential like consolidation, right? So I have to make sense of that. There's a reason that... So I'm just gonna, I think I have it pulled up, right? Yeah. So do you guys see this? It's obviously consolidating, no question about it. Yes, the MACD, like we can say whatever we want out of the MACD and the RSI, and yes, it can continue to push up, but it also makes sense. Look at that descending MACD that we just got, right? Descending MACD bar. And again, we don't want to solely rely on an indicator, but there's the consolidation, the MACD, the RSI is flatlining. And then on top of that, let's check this out. I mean, this doesn't really show us much because this makes sense on why this thing can continue to sell off. In all honesty, like this is showing me that, okay, this thing can still get rejected and continue to trend down. It's just consolidating right now. So, but again, do I want to trade off the ETF or do I want to trade off the future? There we go. It's actually picking back up, so that's not in favor of look at that MACD. There we go. It's picking up. This should be pulling back. All right, here we go. It's pushing up. What report did you say that was tomorrow? The crude oil report. So /CL. And I think that follows with UWT and yeah, so UWT, DWT, and then it correlates on over to, what's it called? Gush and drip as well a little bit, so. Yep, I did see that. Pretty solid drop right as the market was, opening and stuff like that. So that was not in favor of obviously UWT. And that was not in favor of, Gush, right? Because Gush drops. Gush didn't really get affected too much, but. Go. So long stream, I like it. Is this stream really that long? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry guys. Well, it's at an hour. That's not too abnormal. Yeah. Okay, well, we have a couple people saying that the stream is long, so I'm gonna just have to close it out now. Just kidding. No, we're pretty much done. I'm pretty much done trading. I'm just going to wait out till see how SQs plays out. As I think do you see this? It's getting rejected now. Calm down. Boom. I'm just gonna, can I buy 1,000 shares? Let's check this out. There you go. 7285. Order ready. Full position. And now I just wait. Break 60. Break 60. Oh, 61. 59. Let's go. 58. Let's see. 58, 59. I'm looking at the bid because that's where the demand is at. Where then buyers at 57. Ooh, I like it dropping. Back to 60, 61. 57, 56. There we go. 54. Picking up some momentum. $54, $55, $53, $51. Here we go. There, and we're approaching this general support again, right? So we're approaching this general resistance once again, right? There we go. There we go. 76. Can I see a 76? There we go. 76. It's consolidating again, and I don't want to take part of that. So the next time I see 76, I'm gone. Am I not going to see it? There we go. Ooh. Let's check this out. Still trying to consolidate. It's picking right back up. Just moderating. Are we seeing higher highs or just higher lows? Still getting rejected. 57, 56, 55. 52. Boom. Sold at $13.77. Ooh. Oh, shoot. Of course. Of course. Of course, you break the resistance as soon as I sell. So I went from down to now up. I think I was down like $60, went up 30. So I made like $90 on that trade. That thing was not worth it at all. But that was fun. Again, it was just more of that excitement. So now I'm up $1,117.96. And of course, now you break 1380. Perfect. Makes sense if you don't think about it. Of course. I'm sorry for all of you that were investing in SQQQ. I just needed to sell it for it to go up. So sorry for the inconvenience. Now, I'll just buy back in again. I'll buy TQQQ. And then this thing will shoot up to like $15, right? Every time. It's funny, but it's not that funny, honestly. All right, I'm done. Guys, it was a blast trading with each and every single one of you guys today. I really do appreciate you guys' time. I really do appreciate you guys' effort and just attention. Yeah, I mean, that was really just it. I exceeded my daily goal. You guys saw it all happen. And let's just have fun with it. Oh, wow, this thing just broke below that support. So we should see SQs shoot up above 1380 if it follows. We'll see. But yeah, just want to thank you guys again for your time. Continue working hard. Continue following your dreams. Let your passion be what drives your success. One of the best streams so far. Dalton, I'm super happy to hear that. So hopefully we can keep it coming for you. And hopefully for those that tuned in for one of the first times ever, really enjoyed this stream. I had a lot of fun. It was a very smooth day trading. A couple little not mistakes, but things I could have done better with my initial position on SQs. But we recovered. We went from red to green, and ultimately ended the day on a green note. So that's what's important. I really hope that some of the stuff that I said today can resonate well with you. Hopefully you can write certain things down, and hopefully it can have a positive impact in your life. So thank you guys again for your time. Take it easy. Happy Tuesday. I'm going to go grab some guac at Chipotle, right? And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it